So for any of you guys that have been stopping around the channel every now and then, you probably know by now that what we have been doing a lot recently is diving into many different teams around the league and discussing what they need to do to become contenders or even improve in the 2021 offseason. And I think it's pretty obvious that one of the more glaring NBA teams that needs to make these moves and inevitably will as well is the Dallas Mavericks, especially with all of the rumors breaking recently around this team concerning Kristaps Porzingis not being happy with his situation and the other supposed rumors that Luka is not happy with the Dallas Mavericks and is considering not signing with them long term, which I honestly do not believe right now in any way, shape, or form. However, this is the team that we are really going to dive into in today's video. As always, you guys, we got another NBA video coming on the channel. You know I am more than excited to get into it, but before we do, I'm going to save any of you newcomers the time and effort and give you 5 seconds to go down below and subscribe. For any of you guys that have not hit this button already, believe me, you are not going to regret doing so, as we are coming out with brand new NBA content around here on a daily basis, you guys, covering almost any NBA topic that can come to mind. So for any of you guys that do this for me, believe me, I appreciate you more than anything in the world. You will not be disappointed. But without further ado, let's get into the Dallas Mavericks. Now, as we already slightly touched on this topic at the beginning of this video, I really do feel like the spotlight for the Dallas Mavs offseason is focused on this man right here, Kripstaps Porzingis, because I believe that every Dallas Mavericks fan up until this point, and even every NBA fan in general, has come to the conclusion that Kristaps Porzingis cannot successfully be the second option for a team that is trying to make a title run. And when I say this, I am not writing off Kristaps Porzingis for the remainder of his NBA career. Please don't take it that way, because I really do think that a lot of people forget how successful he was just a couple years back and the fact that he is only 25 years old still right now. But in terms of looking at this Dallas Mavericks 2021 offseason, I don't see a world where Kristaps Porzingis is on this roster come the start of the next season. And with this, we obviously have to get into trade talk, so I am really curious to hear what you guys think the Dallas Mavericks could get in return for a player right now like Kristaps Porzingis. The two biggest names that I have seen floating around in terms of big trade pieces the Dallas Mavericks could try to target this offseason include CJ McCollum of the Blazers and Bradley Beal of the Washington Wizards. Now, I'm not saying that these have been in discussions whatsoever. I am just saying with the research that I have done, these are the top two names that I've seen in a lot of forums talking about the Dallas Mavericks moves coming forward. And if the Dallas Mavericks were to try and make a move for one of these perennial players in the NBA, what do you guys think that this team would have to give up in order to do so? And besides these two, you guys, is there any other player that I might be missing that you feel would be a perfect fit in this Dallas Mavericks rotation besides Kristaps Porzingis? Please let me know in the comments. But anywho, besides this biggest point for the Dallas Mavericks offseason moves, we are going to be getting into the next sector that I wanted to discuss, which is the necessary improvement of the Dallas Mavericks all-around defense going forward. As when we quickly take a look into the 2021 NBA regular season statistics, the Dallas Mavericks finished with the 22nd best defense in the entire NBA, which I'm going to be straight up, if you're trying to compete for a championship, I don't think that's going to cut it. So as the Dallas Mavericks go into the 2021 free agency period, I really do feel that they need to put defense above offense in a substantial manner. Because let's be honest, this team has one of the youngest and best offensive talents in the NBA right now leading this team, and with having this man, I think it's safe to say that offense will inevitably come with it. But to get back into who the Dallas Mavericks could possibly target in this free agency period to improve their all-around team defense, we have players hitting the market such as PJ Tucker, Norman Powell, Avery Bradley, maybe even Danny Green. On top of this, to potentially look at bigger bodies to throw in the post, we have players like Daniel Tice, Robin Lopez, Serge Ibaka, etc. And also, I'm not trying to say that with the Dallas Mavericks signing one of these players that I just mentioned that it is going to make a substantial difference by any stretch of the imagination. This offseason turnaround for the Dallas Mavericks is going to be a slow and steady process, and improving the defense is definitely one of the biggest points that this team will probably have to hit on. And to relatively stay on the topic of 2021 free agency, we can now shift into a different area that the Dallas Mavericks need to improve within their roster, and this is without a doubt their need to improve the second unit. Not just improving the second unit overall, more so looking into the fact of getting somebody that can confidently lead the second unit when Luka Doncic is not out there on the court. Because I think it's very obvious to almost everybody that watched this series between the Mavs and the Clippers that when Luka Doncic was not out there on that basketball court, this team at some times looked like a group of lost puppies. No disrespect whatsoever, I loved watching this Dallas Mavericks team this year, however, it was very adamant there needed to be another person that could confidently take the ball and be a leader out there on the court. With this, you guys, there are honestly two players that come to mind to me right away that are hitting the market this free agency period period and could fill in this role almost perfectly. And these two players are actually Derrick Rose and or Lou Williams. I don't know, you guys. I mean, I'm sure a lot of different teams around the entire league are going to be targeting these two like crazy in the free agency period, but I also do feel like the opportunity to play alongside one of the greatest young stars the NBA has ever seen in Luka Doncic is a pretty enticing offer in itself. But again, all in all, besides the people that I have already mentioned, I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say about this Dallas Mavericks team and who they should target in this free agency period. But once again, I cannot emphasize it enough. Don't forget to leave your feedback in the comments down below, you guys. I read every single one. And last but not least, you guys, there was one more area that I wanted to discuss in terms of how this Dallas Mavericks team could potentially improve over the offseason. And this, to put it as simply as I can, would just be for this team to try to add some playoff experience or championship experience into this rotation. Honestly, now that I think about it, this point kind of does lean into the point I made previously about how they need to add another leader to the team. This is just another one of those situations for me that is discussed time and time again with NBA teams, that playoff experience in a rotation does not hurt in any way whatsoever. And honestly, just speaking off of an eye test and looking at every team that was in the NBA playoffs this year, I would be willing to bet that this Dallas Mavericks team was the least experienced out of any of these teams. I'm not going to say that this was obvious because this team took the LA Clippers to a 7-game series in the first round and they fought as hard as they possibly could have, because when you think about it, if this team had some additional playoff experience, and even if it made the slightest bit of a difference in one of these games in this series, could have ultimately done the deed of changing the end result. But you guys, I don't know. This is just my 2 cents on what I think the Dallas Mavericks could do this offseason to make it a successful one. But again, I know I'm going to annoy you with saying this, but I want to hear what you guys have to say about this situation, so don't forget to leave comments down below about what you think the Mavs need to do this offseason. But on that note, I'm really hoping you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, don't forget to go down below, leave a like on it, and subscribe as well. I really can't say it enough, you guys. Brand new NBA videos on a daily basis around here. You do not want to miss what we got coming on this channel going forward. However, once again, and as always, I just wanted to say thank you so much to each and every one of you for watching. I appreciate y'all more than anything in the world. Believe me on that, and I will see you guys in the next video.